Alright, welcome to my simple WordPress tutorial. I'm going to assume by now that you've installed WordPress on your domain, and so it will read up in here. You'll see this particular little site that I have is called winnerorwiner.com, and at the end of it, after the slash, you'll see w/admin, and that will show that you're in the admin of WordPress. And it looks like this. It's actually really, they make it more complicated than it has to be. It's like, I don't know why they have all this stuff, but just, I'm going to go over the basic stuff that you need to know to make a site and to, put up something that looks decent and you can easily manipulate or update as you want to. Number one, if all this stuff on here, a lot of this stuff you don't even need. This is like WordPress news, and there's other recent comments and all these kinds of things are for blogging over here. It just tells you news about plugins. You can actually change this whole home screen, or the dashboard as they call it, in WordPress by going up to the top up here where it says, depending on what WordPress version you have, but you go to the top up here, it'll say screen options. And if you go up there, you can kind of get rid of a lot of this clutter on the front page. Like, I just clicked on there and you'll see there's like show on the screen. And it's like, all these different things you can either include or not include. I mean, you really want all this stuff about WordPress news or their blogging or whatever, you can just, unclick them and you can clean up the screen. So it's less complicated. Also, a number of columns here. So I'm just going to leave it as it is for now and go back to screen options right here. Click that. It will get rid of that so I can go back to the main dashboard here. Okay, so here's your dashboard. It kind of gives you a rundown of what's how many pages you have on your WordPress site, how many posts, etc. The main things you're going to be working with is pages and posts. That's what you write on. That's what if you're a blogger, you're going to be using that for blogging. If you're going to be making pages for your website, that's what you're going to be using, pages or posts. I had a hard time figuring out which, what should I be using, pages or posts. Well, in general, I think if you're going to be using static pages, where you just, you got certain categories of your website, you're going to have these, and they're going to be up there forever, then you want to use pages. If you're writing stuff like news or, news items or things that might be changing, periodically with the dates, you want to use posts. But they're actually very similar. They're actually, I believe, almost the same. So, just going to go over here. Your dashboard over here will include all these little items that you can. I have icons, depending on what version, again, of WordPress that you have. You might have just little icons over here that you hover over and it'll show you what's underneath them. But to start with, just to make a page, this is how easy it is. You go over here and you go, okay, I want to make a page. I'm going to scroll down and go to pages. There's links. There's pages right here. Then you click on pages. And these are all the pages I've created so far. They look like this. Here's one, the Charlie Sheen poll, about, video, etc. There's a frequently asked questions page. And what you can do is, to make a new page, you just hit right up here. It says add new. Boom, add a page. And here's the title of it right here, just type something in, flubbus, and then right down here, you're going to put in whatever. And you hit publish right here. Over on the right side, I just hit publish. Now, to look at that page, you can either go up to the top here, go to your domain name right here. It says Winner or Winer. I click on that, and you can go see wherever that page is under what category. I'll get back to that in a second, but I'm going to go back to the admin. You can also, they have an option over here to the side that says Preview Changes. You can just click on that to preview what you've written or posted. And I'm just trying to see here. Okay, secondly, we have all this stuff in here. We'll get to this later, but these are just icons which are for things that you can customize your pages or posts with. They have like, bold type or italics. They call this the kitchen sink. So you can just kind of experiment with stuff. If you hover over it, it might tell you, it'll tell you what it is. So right there it just says, align right. All your text will be aligned to the right. All your text will be aligned to the left by going to that one, or it'll be in the middle on that one. And you just highlight your text, boom, and go to the middle or go to the left or right. You've also got other things, they can make bullet points, etc. You can add links by using this little links right here. That's another thing I don't want to get into right now, but I'm just going to get, because I'm giving a brief overview of how to do this. But you can experiment with this and just, type stuff in here and utilize these little icons that will do different things to your post or your page. Okay, so then we're going to go back. I'm going to delete this page right now just because I don't need it. So I'm going to go back to move to trash. If you can see over here, it says move to trash. I'm going to move this page to trash, wait, and it's gone. Simple as that. You can experiment with stuff. It's very easy. You don't have to publish it. You can try out a page, check it out, and see if it's, looks good or it doesn't look good, and before you publish it. Okay, secondly, posts. If you go to posts, it's up here. It's the first one. It says posts right here. Here's my menu for posts. Add new. Add new posts. Okay. Same thing. You got the subject header up here for your post. You can type something in there. Down here, you're going to type in whatever, the story that you're writing, or, something, whatever you're making. It looks pretty much the same as the page, as you can see. It's got all the same, kitchen sink here for all the things you can use. So they're very similar, pages and posts. You just kind of, get used to, using both. But like I said, I think the posts are better for just, transitory stuff that are not going to be permanent on the site. Over here, you still got the same thing about publishing, your page or your post. You're going to publish it by hitting that here. Sorry, right there, publish. Boom. If you don't like this page, you can hit move to trash. Boom, right here. Okay, we're going to go back to the dashboard, which is up here. This is the main page where you're going to main administration. Hit that. Go to dashboard. Always go back to your dashboard if you get lost. You have your menu over here. It tells you how many posts. I have 10 posts, 6 pages, 5 categories, 25 tags. Okay. Just some other things on the actual menu that you're going to want to start looking into and getting used to is, for example, let me see what are important. Links. That's real simple. If you want to add a bunch of links to other websites from your website, you can add them on here. It's a great way to just keep things organized. And that's kind of the great thing about WordPress. It's very easy to keep all this stuff organized. You can have it all in here, and you don't even have to publish it. You can have it all in there and organized. And if you want to publish it, you can, or you can just leave it sitting in there for later, or however you want to do it. But don't be afraid to just freely add a bunch of stuff, test it out, try it, and you can always just delete it. You don't have to be right or correct about anything. It's very flexible. So that's for links. I'm gonna go down here. We did pages. This is hang on. Okay. This is going to be super important, and you should probably do this first, which is hang on a second. Which is your the appearance of your website. This is something you're gonna want to. This is the area that you're gonna want to use the WordPress themes. That's what you're gonna make your website look like. So here we go. Hang on. Click on themes right there, and you'll see this page. Now, here's the current theme that I have up here in the corner. It says current theme. This is the one I'm using for the site. If you want to see what that theme looks like, you can just click back on your domain name up here, and it'll take you to your domain name. You can see it. But this is the one I'm currently using. It's it'll tell you all about it right here. Who wrote. All the stuff is irrelevant, really. You just kind of look. You got to look at these. What it does, the way it organizes the themes is kind of weird. It's like they've got all these themes in here, like this. You can see them on here. And then, if you want to look for new themes, you go up to the top here and go to install themes, and they've got a pretty good little search engine thing that you can search for certain themes by like a keyword or colors, columns, width, features, and subjects, that kind of thing. You can type in anything up here and see what you get. They've also got featured ones, newest ones, recently updated. So I don't know, let's say you're somebody who's you want to make a site that has it's like a portfolio for your photos. So you type in like photo, I don't know, just type in portfolio for the heck of it. Portfolio. Hang on, search. Okay, it brought up a bunch of these themes. It's kind of cool. There they are. All scroll down. You can see all these different themes. And let's say it's like, oh, I like this one right here. You can preview it, and it'll show you a preview of that theme. Just click that, and it looks kind of like that. There you go. And then all this stuff is going to be, you know, stuff that you can change. You can change the photo here. You can change all this stuff. But this is like a template that you can use. Okay, I don't like that one, so I'm going to hit the back button up here. Go back to the admin or the dashboard, and go back to my themes, and search again. Same thing. And you can go through all these, you know, different themes and choose one. And once you've chosen it, it's very simple to install it on your domain name. You just go like this. It's like, okay, this one I like, so I'm going to install it. Just hit that right next to the preview. It says install. Hit that, and it will automatically install it on your domain. It's that simple, and it's up. And then you're going to go back to your admin and go back to the main admin here. I'm still in the install themes area, or manage your themes here. Go back to the dashboard, which is up here on the very left corner. Hit dashboard. And then you can go back to your pages or your posts and start messing around with that theme. As far as the look, the basic things about the theme, like maybe the banner at the top, the photo or whatever, if you go down to the bottom here, you usually find things like tools and settings. And these are the things that are kind of help you structure the entire layout of your website. And I would just suggest, I'll make another video about all this, but you know, I would just suggest running through all the different options that they give you in the tools and in the settings to kind of get an idea of what you can do and what you can add. Another important thing after you kind of get the hang of the basic, you know, idea here is to just kind of learn about widgets, and I'll get into that into another video as well. But if you go down here in the appearance menu, you'll see widgets. You click on there, and it's a really cool thing, and I'll make a whole nother video about that because that's a really cool way to organize your website. But that's the basic idea of putting up a WordPress site. It's really that simple. There's three things. You're using themes, which I told you were down here in the appearance. Hang on. Right here. And you choose a theme and install it. Boom. And it's self-explanatory. Once you get that theme up, you can start, you know, messing around with the adding, you know, pages to it. You can even add photos and videos in those pages, which is very simple to do. You just have to make another video about that, or you can read about it on your own. But pages and posts are the main thing you're going to use to build your site, and build pages, build posts, and then you'll just use categories, where that is. It's up here. Well, I have 5 categories. If I click it on the dashboard there, you can see over here. And these categories you'll just be able to use to organize your pages and posts. So you just take them, and when you make a page, like I'll go back to one of my pages, boom. And let's see here, if I want to edit this page here, it's just, I want to edit this one here. I want to go to About page and edit, boom. You can see down here, I'm using widgets. There you go. Over here, they'll usually have where you can categorize it. So depending on what category you want it to be in, you can just throw it into that category. I'll get into more of that later, but that's simple. That's the way you're going to be organizing your pages and posts. So that's the basic idea. I don't want to make this one go on too long. It's you know, we're all looking at this stuff because we're all trying to save time. So that's your basic 3 things that you're going to be using on WordPress to make a site. You got your template theme. 2, you got pages and posts. And with the 3 of those things, you've got a website up and running, and you can edit it and do whatever you want with it. Okay, I'll make another video on the other stuff soon. Goodbye.